All of this, 3 people are dead in Missouri following those storms that we just talked about going through. We've had crews in Buffalo and Branson on the Missouri side today, but we begin with Chris Hernandez live in Harveyville, Kansas, where the devastation is pretty apparent behind you. Chris, what are you seeing?
Yeah, Krista, a lot of devastation. In fact, 40% of this town has been affected by this storm. Right here, some men are already working at boarding up this damaged apartment complex here. You can see them at work. There are trees that are already being cut down. Take a look at this huge tree here that is just splintered into pieces. And then back over there, there's a backhoe working to clear out some of the damage. This is a small town of less than 300 people right in central Kansas, and everyone's really worried about one victim who is still in the hospital. Neighbors say the most critically injured resident lived in this house. They say he and his wife had taken cover in the basement under a stairwell. The tornado lifted the house and then dropped the stairwell back down on his body. On this same block, we talked with Harold Lear. He was sitting on the porch of his daughter's home. Her house is ruined. So is his apartment just a half block away, and he feared death when the storm hit.
My ears started popping, and I thought, oh crap, this is the real thing. And all of a sudden, the windows flew in, and my dogs started going crazy.
Now, the work continues here. In fact, we just talked with some emergency management officials, and they tell us that the water has now been turned back on, but that gas and power crews are still going around town trying to get things reconnected and reconnected safely. Now, obviously, a lot of people want to volunteer to help here, and they do want your help, but you have to go through the United Way, and they are asking people to schedule their time here through the United Way because this town is so small, it simply cannot handle a sudden influx of people. There's no infrastructure to do it. There are no restaurants. There is no space. So just schedule it through the United Way if you do want to help, and they will need your help with this cleanup. Reporting live in Harveyville, Chris Hernandez, 41 Action News.
Chris Hernandez, a lot of times in these small communities, 40% of the town with significant damage can sometimes hurt the future of the town. Do you feel like this is that devastation feel like we see so often, or is it an obvious they're going to be fine down the road?
Well, I did talk with one gentleman who brought up that exact point, a resident of 30 years here, and he is afraid that people will just let the insurance tear down their house and then take the money and go somewhere else.
Yeah, it's a worry, and 250 people there in that town. Thank you very much, Chris, reporting live for us from Harveyville, Kansas.